Please remain standing for the presentation of colors by Innovation Central High School's JROTC and the singing of the national anthem by Joseph DeYoung from the Community Transition Campus. Joseph?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we've hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet end win o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Guests and graduates, please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Laura Lamore, and I'm the Executive Director of Special Education for the Grand Rapids Public Schools. And I welcome you to our 2018 recognition ceremony. We are honored today to have several of our Board of Education members and cabinet members in attendance. And I would like to introduce the following guests who have joined me on stage. Ms. Jen Schottke, Treasurer. Mr. Reynard Ross, Board Vice President. Ms. Maureen Quinn Slade, Board Member. Dr. Ronald Gorman, Assistant Superintendent of Instruction. Ms. Toni Moore, Director of Accountability. You can applaud, we love her too. It's okay. Ms. Barbara Osborne, Interim Principal of Lincoln School. Mr. Keith Hutchins, Principal of Pine Grove Learning Center. And Mr. Steve Cadu, Principal of Lincoln Developmental Center. In addition, I'd like to acknowledge several of our cabinet members who are seated in the audience today. Cabinet, would you please rise? At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Ronald Gorman, Assistant Superintendent of Instruction for the Grand Rapids Public Schools.
To the families, students, and staff members of Lincoln School, Lincoln Developmental Center, Pine Grove Learning Center, and Community Transition Campus, good evening. My name is Ron Gorman, and I'm the Assistant Superintendent of Pre-K-12 Instructional Support. And on behalf of Superintendent Weatherall Neal, who unfortunately is unable to join us this evening, I would like to welcome you to the 2018 recognition ceremony. Class of 2018, Superintendent Weatherall Neal and I are so proud of your accomplishments, and we know that when you leave our programs, you will have the skills you need to be successful. As many of you are aware, this ceremony is one of our superintendent's favorite ceremonies, as her sister Denise, a KVO and GRPS graduate of 1978, learned many essential skills that have equipped her to serve our Grand Rapids community for over 40 years. We are confident that the skills you have learned from your talented teachers, principals, and support staff members have more than prepared you for the next chapter in your lives. Even though you may not see us as much, we hope to continue to be a major part of your lives. If you ever need us for anything, and parents, this goes for you too, please do not hesitate to ask. You will always be a member of our GRPS alumni, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Congratulations, Class of 2018.
Thank you, Ron. Tonight we are recognizing young adults from Lincoln School, Pine Grove Learning Center, and the Community Transition Campus. Lucky us to have had the opportunity to get to know, teach, and learn from the amazing individuals who are seated on the stage to my left. The young adults who sit behind me come to you from across Kent County, and they're about to take the next big step in their lives. They have made many transitions, as you're aware, and have supported, but none as great as this one. These young adults have been prepared for this day through their determination, through their families, friends, and school staff. And now comes the time when the community gets to take its turn in supporting their continued growth and discovery. You are moving from school-based world to the community world, and it's going to be hard work, but you are no stranger to hard work, young adults. We have seen you be resilient, patient, and understanding. We have seen you be brave and determined. We have seen you attempt and conquer your challenges. And while there is much you have already done, there is also much left for them to do, and it's their time. So we ask of you, graduates, to go for what's in front of you the same way you've gone for your work for us all of these years at school, and we know you are going to be successful. To everyone who has been in front of, beside, and behind these learners, we thank you. While I get to stand before you, no one is more proud of you than your parents and family and friends, and we thank you, family, guardians, friends, neighbors, and community for that. Then there is our dedicated staff. The staff have influenced you over your school career, and they are here tonight to continue to support you and encourage you, and none of us would be where we are today if it wasn't for their dedication, so thank you, staff. Another area of thanks that we have is for our administrative team who are seated behind me on the stage. Steve Cadu, Barbara Osborne, Keith Hutchins, and Tony Moore. It takes great leadership, and we are honored to have great leadership, so we thank you. As you can hear, it takes a village. We know this work, and we're looking forward to the next generation of community involvement with your students. So on behalf of Grand Rapids Public Schools, it's been our pleasure to serve you. We thank you for having provided us this opportunity, and we wish you continued success as you make your way into the community and make it your own. So congratulations, Class of 2018. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Tanis Hooker from our Community Transition Campus. Tanis is going to share a reflection with you.
Hands out in front. Hands in front. The speaker's right here. And down here. Okay, speaker. You're ready to go.
Good evening, graduates, parents, family members, friends, teachers, administrators, and especially a warm welcome to fellow Lions fan, Dr. Ronald Gorman. Congratulations to all the graduates for our hard work and dedication throughout our programs. We have achieved great excellence here at CTC. I appreciate everything that's been done for me here at my program. One of my accomplishments is cooking. I'm able to cook my breakfast and lunch independently. Folks, did you know it used to take me 2 hours to make my breakfast and lunch? But now it only takes me 10 minutes. I can also do my dishes, which is good, and but please don't tell my mom that, because then she'll make me do them. I'm also able to take the GO Bus on my own, being able to independently call the GO Bus and set up the rides that I need to. I used to be nervous taking the GO Bus, but I have learned to fulfill the duty of taking it. Oh, yes. I'm also able to go to Meijer grocery store and use a personal shopper. This may not seem like a big deal for some, but due to my visual impairment, I want to live independently someday, so I go to the store and I ask the personal shopper to please help me, and they are able to read my list for me and being able to help me shop. We have come a long way in graduating and fulfilling our duties. I want to thank the community agencies who have helped shape our lives and helped being able to help us work. I want to especially thank the Bureau Services of Blind Persons. They have been a great source of help to us, and especially here at CTC. They have provided us with technology, independent living skills, and job training. And thank you to all of our wonderful parents for believing in us and helping us fulfilling our independent needs. Congratulations to the class of 2018, and good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tanis. Before inviting each individual graduate to the stage, we have asked our principals to share a few remarks. Steve Cadu, followed by Barbara Osborne, followed by Keith Hutchins. Thank you. And then it will be time to invite our young adults to their presentation of their certification.
I'm not sure I want to be the one who has to follow Tanis. Man, you did a great job, buddy. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As Laura said, I'm Steve Cadu. I'm currently the principal at Lincoln Developmental Center. At past graduation ceremonies, I've stood up here, told the story, told the history of Lincoln campus about how in 1948, 5 mothers got together to program for their very special needs students. Today, the programs on Lincoln campus are a direct result of their initial efforts. When we say Lincoln campus, we're talking about Pine Grove School, Lincoln Developmental Center, but even our transition programs have the same roots as we do with those original 5 mothers who got together. I've had the pleasure of working out there since 2006. Spent 8 years as principal of Lincoln School and then the last 4 at LDC. Before that, I spent 23 years as a teacher and a supervisor in the POHI program. So I've been around for a while and have witnessed many changes in special education here in Grand Rapids and throughout the state. There have been new trends, processes, rules, regulations, new philosophies, new best practices, replacing old best practices. We even evolved in how we hold IEPs. Now we can project the IEP digitally on the wall. In the past, some of you parents and teachers remember we used to use those old NCR copies. You had to push real hard with the pen to make that last copy eligible. Copy one went to the CUME. The pink copy went to the parent. The teacher got the blue and goldenrod. That was the 4th copy. You could never read that one. We saved that one for like the auditors and the advocate. You know? Although there have been many changes over the years, some more significant than others, one thing has remained consistent, and it's the reason those 5 moms came together in 1948. It's a necessity and a desire to provide quality programming for a very special group of students. Our student body is comprised of 0.1% of the entire population of Kent County. Our programming is so unique and specialized that all 19 school districts within Kent County send students to Lincoln campus programs to be educated. There are students in this room tonight who started on Lincoln campus when they were 5 years old. They've been coming to our buildings for the last 21 years. When we began teaching these students their ABCs, how to count, their colors and shapes, the importance of being nice, having manners, and following directions, as well as how to effectively communicate with those around them. We've experienced these kids taking their first steps, saying their first words, eating with a spoon for the first time, or using a toilet for the first time. I mean, some of these life skills are more important than others. As they grew older, our focus shifted to fostering independence while preparing them for life in their communities. Here's the thing people don't realize about our students. For every ounce of effort we put into educating them, they give back enormous amounts of unconditional love and trust. They find great joy in the simplest of things and demonstrate that something is worth having, it is worth working hard for. Sometimes it takes 1,000 practice attempts for the mastery of a single skill. But when that mastery occurs, we really enjoy that celebration with a student and their family. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, we learn more from them as they do from us. Parents, we consider you partners in your child's education. You know them, you know your child the best, you know their strengths, their abilities, their needs, their challenges. And as a result, you played a vital role in their education, and we appreciate that very much. So on behalf of the entire Lincoln campus staff, I'd like to thank our families from the bottom of our hearts for trusting us with your children as they grew into young adults and for allowing us to share in their journey over all these years. God bless.
Well,
Well, first, I'd like to say what a privilege it's been for me this year to be the interim principal at Lincoln School. The staff and the students have taught me a lot about dedication, perseverance, and the importance of keeping a positive attitude. So I'm going to say a few words today about attitude. Oftentimes when we hear that word, it's prefaced with the word bad, like he has a bad attitude. We also hear, change that attitude, or I don't like your attitude. But today, I'm happy to talk about a different kind of attitude, a we can do this attitude. The young adults in this room today have earned this day due to the positive attitude of many people in their lives. The phrase, it takes a village, really pertains to everyone in this room. Parents and guardians who have loved, nurtured, and advocated for their child, grandparents, aunts, uncles, siblings that helped with encouragement and support, teachers and child care workers who work with your kids and treat them like they are one of their own. However, the most important people in this room today are our young adults. They have reached the magic age of 26, where we feel that they've learned all they can from a school education, and now they're prepared for what life holds for them in the world outside of school. The skills they've learned while they've been in our schools are invaluable. They've used their positive attitudes to overcome challenges and to become the best they can be. So everyone in this room is so proud of you today. Congratulations, and keep up that great positive attitude.
Good evening. As mentioned, I'm Keith Hutchins, the principal at Pine Grove Learning Center, and I've been asked to talk about instruction and rigor and kind of what our expectations are for students and the high expectations students have for themselves. So the mission of Grand Rapids Public Schools is to ensure that all students are educated, self-directed, and productive members of their community. The transition programs at the Lincoln campus schools and community transition campi are no exception. The staff at these sites support students to maximize their possible academic gains. They do this in an environment that is positive, respectful, and promotes success and nurtures independence. These goals are achieved through rigorous instruction, a focus on functional daily living skills, and the opportunities to perform these skills in their own community. You may be asking yourself, what does that level of education look like in these programs? If you were to step inside a Lincoln campus building, what you would find is the same level of instruction in math, science, social studies, and English language arts that you would see in any of the K-12 buildings throughout Grand Rapids. At the CTC campi, the Lincoln transition programs, you would find students participating in rigorous instruction focused on vocational and independent living skills that focus on life after school. Your next question might be, what makes instruction different at any of these transition programs? Each of our young adults have a very individualized set of goals addressing the specific areas of need. By addressing these objectives, we are moving students closer to success in the general education curriculum, as well as functional independence after programming. If you were to observe a lesson in a K-12 classroom at any of the 3 Lincoln buildings, you would see students engage in academic content while simultaneously working on these areas of need, addressing their individualized goal areas. For example, you may see a classroom staff teaching a lesson focused on single-digit addition while also working on functional mobility and allowing a student to practice maneuvering their wheelchair across a classroom to grasp a marker, which would allow them to write the answer on the board. A student in any of our transition programs at CTC or the Lincoln campus may be participating in job training activities that require them to greet members at a local YMCA by using an alternative communication device that relies on eye gaze to identify the correct words and phrases. This same student might be working on operating their wheelchair to maneuver city sidewalks so they can access public transportation. In any scenario, young adults are working toward independence and success after graduation. This diverse style of learning and high level of differentiated instruction is what sets these transition programs apart. Highly skilled, knowledgeable educators working collaboratively to provide an education and help students overcome these areas of adverse impacts that adversely impacts their interaction in the general education curriculum. These are students with high expectations for themselves, students who deserve and thrive in a rigorous school environment. Capable students whom with support from these programs will mature to be active contributors to their community. Thank you.
Thank you, team. And here's the moment. Our class of 2018 is going to be making their way up to receive their personal recognition. When that moment comes, audience, we ask that you refrain from loud, disruptive noises during the presentation, as we want every young adult to experience their moment, and we thank you for that. Introducing all of the recipients tonight is going to be Steve Cadu.
So the students from Lincoln School will be walking across first. So can I have the Lincoln School students to come forward, please? Come on up, guys. Come on. We're gonna go this way. Yeah. Where's Justin? Our first student tonight is Justin J. Grinnell. Hey, buddy. Hey, man. Caleb Zane Shellhouse. Go ahead, buddy. Maria Salguero. Yeah, Maria. Right. Brandon Jacob Walker Roca. Christopher Williams. Yeah, baby. Dennis Sauderio Witherspoon. Where are our Pine Grove friends? Nice job, Barbara. Eric's gonna go first. Okay. Achilles last. Eric's gonna go first. You ready? Go on, walk around here. Go around, attaboy. Good job. Eric Allen Lindquist. Edward. Roberto Eduardo Madrez. Come right around the backside. Good job, guys. Stephen C. McClintock. Austin Risner. Austin Risner. And finally, from Pine Grove, Kaylee Thompson. And from Community Transition Campus, Mr. Tanis Hooker. Are you Robert? Yeah. All right. Robert Andresnik. Caitlin Flake. Bianca Guerrera. Jacob Hendrickson. Jacob Hendrickson. Are you Jacob? Yeah. Nancy Jackson. Kelvin Kaufman. Samuel Kimsey. Trevor Lloyd. Deborah Pasick. I think she's happy. Michael C. Rivera. Mary Scoville. Naisha Vandenbosch.
She wants some time at the mic
She does.
there. Right here, also. Rachel Vandenbosch.
Osha Vandenhout. Adam Lee Ishmael Vermeer. Taylor Wager. Matthew Wagner. Nicholas Ward. Kendra Wirt. And Thomas Williams. We forgot the cheer speech. All good.
Mrs. Slade, would you please join me at the podium? Tonight, I present to you 40 young adults from Lincoln School, Pine Grove Learning Center, and the Community Transition Campus. As Executive Director for Special Education and Early Intervention Services, I certify that all students who receive certificates have met or exceeded their requirements as set forth by the Grand Rapids Public Schools Board of Education and the State of Michigan.
Very good. What a wonderful ceremony. Congratulations, all of you. And on behalf of the Board of Education, faculty and staff of the Grand Rapids Public Schools, it is my honor to accept the class of 2018, and with the power vested in the board by the State of Michigan, I hereby confer certificates of completion on each. Congratulations.
of 2018, please rise. We want to thank you all for attending our recognition ceremony. And we are going to ask our young adults to move their tassels from right to left. Switch your tassel to the other side. There you are. Audience, proud family, members, and community, we ask that you remain seated while our celebrants and special guests recess from the auditorium, and we thank you very much for your attendance this evening.